Hey there, it's Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to Trinity Stamps. Today I'm going to be playing with this super cute new stamp set. It's the Cozy Bear Boater stamp set, and I'm making a card that is for my father-in-law's birthday. I love this cute little bear. It goes with the other Cozy Bear stamp sets in the Trinity Stamps shop. Here you can see all the images in the set stamped, and there is of course the coordinating die set, so we can die cut out all of the things in this set, the sentiments, everything. And then there is an additional die that die cuts an opening in your card. So I'm going to show that to you, but here you can see how you can configure the different pieces to make a fishing net or a fishing pole with fish on the end. I just love how you can make a little fishing scene with this set. So here's the die right here that's going to cut an opening in your panel that has waves. So let's do that right here. This panel right here that I'm using is actually a gel press print that I made with some paint on my gel press, and I have a ton of these in my stash, so I'm using it up. So there it is with the boat right inside that little opening. Now it's time to color up all the things. I'm going to show you the coloring of the boat today. I'm starting with E27 and adding in my shadows first. Sometimes I start with my darkest marker, other times I start with my lightest marker. I really just have fun Copic coloring, and I'm not really an expert, but I've learned just from watching other people color how I like to do it. So I have a lot of fun with it, and I really love having that blend from dark to light in my images. It just brings them to life. I love it so much. So my mid-tone is E25, so now I'm just expanding the area that's brown, going over what I already colored and just blending those two together. And because my boat is brown, I decided that I didn't want to have a brown bear in my boat. So I went with a black bear, and that was really fun to do. Now, when I do a black bear, I'm going to start with some gray markers, and my darkest might be like an 8 or a 7, and then I'm going to go probably like a 7, a 5, and a 3 on my grays, so that there's areas that are really dark, but then it really blends out to be light, so it doesn't just completely saturate the area with color. So that's how I did my bear. Here you can see my lightest color, E13, just now really blending all of those 3 colors together, and I love how this boat turned out. I love that it has the lines already in it, so you can really add like texture to your boat. So here you can see all of the things colored and how I colored the bear. I kept those dark colors kind of around his nose. Speaking of his nose, it also needed to be black, so I brought out my black Nuvo drops and filled that in so we'd have a nice shiny nose. Now for this wave to really stand out, I'm bringing in some ink. This is Galactic Stream ink from Alt New, and I feel like it really complements the colors I used in my background. So I masked off the top part because I just want the wave to be darker, but you could also make the wave lighter. Maybe put some like glitter glue right there, like some stickles or something, and make it like white capped, or some other kind of Nuvo product you could put there. That would be really fun too. So there is my opening for my boat, and here I have this extra piece that's where I stamped the wave and die cut it out, and the white was just like too much of a contrast, so I decided just to use the excess ink on my brush and see how that looked if I added a little bit of color to it, and I liked it so much better. So then it was time to put all the things together, but I didn't really realize that my bear was going to hang out the top of the card. So I'm going to cut a second wave in this card front panel, and I will also ink up the edges so it's nice and it's darker, so you can see all the things that I stick in it. I just like that contrast. So now I'm adding my sentiment and all of the things. You can see the scene go right together. I glued everything in place and only popped up the little bobber on the end of the fishing line. And then it was time to add some white gel pen to bring everything to life. I love these images. They were really fun to color, and I tried to fit as many of them as I could on my card, and I did pretty good tucking it all in the boat with him. I did pop up the bear. I did, so that I could tuck some of those images behind him. So now I'm gluing this down to my A2 size card base. So the card front is 5 1/4 by 4 inches, and the base itself is 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. Now I'm bringing in these aquarium clay pieces. There are a bunch of different fish in here, and because I already had green fish going on in this card, I picked out some of those green fish and added those in there. So I've got all different sizes of fish going on my card today. And that trout jumping out of the water is the one that got away. So there's my completed card. And it's pretty easy to make a scene with this, just build your little boat scene and, have some creativity as far as your background. Maybe you could do some ink blending, or maybe you've got a water stencil you could use. So lots of fun to be had with this stamp set. Plus you can mix and match it with the other cozy bears in the Trinity Stamp shop. So I will have all the things linked for you below so you can check them out. And I will see you all again very soon on my next video. Until then, happy stamping. Bye.